Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm filming from my hotel room. So first of all, I just wanted to talk about my first impressions of Rwanda and Kigali. Lucky enough to be chosen as one of the people from our team at Eco Atlantic to attend the CEO Forum, the African CEO Forum happening here this year. I remember last year when some of the other members of the team were preparing to go, and I was looking at the literature for the event, how interesting it must be to be with all these amazing minds from all these different African countries who are all top of their industry, making waves in Africa. So it was just like a thought that just literally flashed through my mind, and it just goes to show that there is a lot of power in the way you think, putting things into the atmosphere. I never actually shared that with anyone. It was just a personal thought. Flew from Lagos on Saturday. The flight was 4.5 hours into Kigali. It's 8:30. I think we're gonna head to the hotel. Change seats. Called with me about Kigali was that the people are so soft spoken. So like even from the immigration, I remember being in the queue waiting to step up to show my passport and my visa and everything, and I remember just looking at the immigration officer speaking to the people that were ahead of me, and I just couldn't hear anything they were saying. And I wasn't trying to eavesdrop, sorry, but it was just weird because I couldn't hear anything they were saying. So when it was my turn to go, I was like, these people are so soft spoken and gentle, and like straight away as you hit the airport, it's just this sense of overwhelming calmness, which unfortunately you just don't get in Lagos. As soon as you arrive in Lagos, it's like, oh, hello, you're in Lagos. People, you're in the Nigerian line. Are you sure you're not British? That always happens to me when I go to the airport, when I arrive in Nigeria and I'm standing in the Nigerian queue. They're always like, Oyibo, this is the way for the foreign people. Are you in the right queue? And I'm like, yeah, I'm Nigerian. I have a Nigerian passport. So yeah, sure. Hi guys, so I really want to try and like speak more in this vlog directly to the camera. So it's just a little bit before 11. I've arrived in Rwanda. I'm gonna get some food, eat, and walk out. This is Rwandan money. Yes.
There's 30 kilometers. So the many people spending day here in Kigali, they go back.
Oh, I see. So most people don't live
outside.
Yeah, they live outside, and then
Kigali, yeah.
That's the same in Lagos. Most people live on the mainland, and then they go to the island.
Yeah.
So most people live outside and then come into Kigali for work.
They spend day Kigali.
Yeah, and then go home.
So I go home outside Kigali. That city is, there's 5 cities: Nyamata, Rwamagana.
Wow. I can't say that.
Repeat Rwamagana.
Wanaganama.
Rwamagana.
Sounds so white. Say it again.
Rwamagana.
Guamagana.
Yeah.
Guamagana.
Gicumbi.
Gicumbi.
And Muhanga.
Muhanga.
Yeah, that's the city crossing Kigali.
Muhanga.
Muhanga.
Okay. What's this place called again?
Nyamirambo. We are in Nyamirambo.
So we're in
Nyamirambo.
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 Yeah, there you see the far away. It's called Gikondo.
And then that's the airport?
Yeah, that's the airport.
I don't want to leave. It's so beautiful. Thank you.
So it's crossing West Province, South Province, and Kigali.
So it goes through everywhere.
Yeah, it goes to Lake Victoria in Uganda.
Oh.
Now here, down there where you see the river, is between South Province and Kigali.
Yeah.
Government taxes.
So this is how they tell the people.
Yeah. The last day to pay the
our tour guide who showed us around, him talking about all the things that the president has done for the country and how the people are so united. I mean, it's not news that the country did have a horrible genocide that they experienced between two of the tribes.
East African community, but we also have to mark and commemorate a much more somber event, the genocide in Rwanda in 1994. In less than a week's time, I believe people from around the world and your own citizens will be marking that. And I know at the same time,
I still haven't actually been able to learn a lot of the details, but one thing that again struck a chord with me is that we asked our cab guy stroke tour guide who was called Ringo, so what tribe are you from? And the guy was like, I'm Rwandan, that's it. There's no more tribes. I'm Rwandan. Creating peace or putting in infrastructure and all these other things, I mean, I'm not saying that they're easy, but you know, that's one thing. But really being able to change the mindset of people to the stage where, you know, imagine something happening in Nigeria and then someone asking you, Joanna, what tribe are you? I'm like, I'm not a tribe, I'm Nigerian. I'm not Yoruba, I'm not Igbo. There's no such thing as Yoruba, there's no such thing as Igbo, there's no such thing as Hausa. Also, of course, all the other tribes. And I could never imagine that happening in Nigeria. It's Monday, it's day one of the African CEO Forum. Thank you. Very tired, mate. So day one is done. Thank you. No, I'm fine. Thank you.
How much is it?
So the event took place at the Radisson Convention Center here in Kigali. Here's the secret, guys. I do this a lot. I literally wear dresses and then put skirts on top of the dresses. Completely new outfit. Sometimes you have to be smart. It's not always about spending money on new clothes. It's sometimes about reinventing the clothes you have. The first day, you know, pretty much just spent the day networking. We set up our booth. Even from the plane, I met so many amazing, successful people, so many successful women, and the building is amazing. It's an iconic structure. Everything is done so well. The construction, the finishing, everything was so professional. As I said earlier, I could have been anywhere in the world.
Large number of votes of confidence for the strongest, one of the strongest brands in Africa, Pan-African Airlines. And I take this opportunity to thank you all for all the support.
The fact that here in Africa, only 4% of CEOs are women. Only 14% of boardroom positions in Africa are women. Because when African women are held back from reaching their potential, that slows down the economy. If half of the population is not reaching their potential, it affects each and every single one of you. So gender is not a women's issue, it's a business issue, it's a society issue.
So I keep emphasizing on women because I just feel like a lot of women's achievements are not emphasized enough. So just to see so many successful women, obviously women and men, but especially for me, seeing women, it was really inspiring.
President Paul Kagame of Rwanda and President Felix Tshisekedi Chilombo of the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Lack of resources and many things, but we have sufficient resources within ourselves, among ourselves, to actually correspond to deal with this matter.
Nos pays resteront voisins pour toute la vie. Et nous ne sommes que des acteurs spontanés. Nous passons à un moment donné, mais nos pays resteront voisins. Et donc, se faire la guerre entretenir.
The microphone. I actually was about to ask the same question, and I'm asking it as a businessman.
Okay.
I'm not.
Please, could you say where you're
My name is Olivier, and I'm from the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Thank you.
And I'm asking to President Kagame that I commend for his achievement here. But yes, I know that it's a big challenge for you to try to convince the other countries to change from being countries as such, because when you look at it, Europe today is it's different presidents that are like governors of different entities and are working together. African countries, to travel from one African country to another is a big issue. We're talking about conflict, but before we even go to conflict, it's very difficult to just cross from one border to another. You have been complaining yesterday of the fact that it's a challenge to convince your colleagues. I want to know what they tell you. What is their problem? Why aren't they ready to start opening those borders? Please, thank you.
Thank you.
I want to see it as having problems which we must try and address simultaneously, rather than just saying let's address one and move to another. While we try to prevent or
people would always walk over to our stand and be like, oh, is this Dubai? And I'm like, no, this is Lagos, this is Nigeria. And everyone's like, huh, Lagos, Nigeria, wow, like what are you doing? And just being able to talk to people about the project, which I'm obviously, if you know me, I'm very passionate about the project. So unfortunately my trip was actually very short and very jam-packed with work activities. So unfortunately I really wanted to go to the Genocide Museum. Unfortunately, most of what I know about Rwanda, which is just me being completely honest, is actually from the movie Hotel Rwanda. So I'm always open to saying, you know, I actually don't know a lot about this, so I'd love to find out more and be properly educated. So I really wanted to go to the Genocide Museum, and then a lot of people were talking about make sure you go and see the gorillas, but unfortunately I didn't have time, and I'm flying back to Lagos tomorrow morning. Speaking to the people about the country, honestly I'm overwhelmed about how well this country has actually done, and I do feel like Nigeria could learn a lot from a lot of the things that have gone on and happened in Rwanda over the last, you know, decade or so. Like driving to the hotel, you know, I could have been in Greece. It just had a really European feel. The infrastructure, the roads, everything was neat. The streets were clean. The police were professional. All the people were very professional, and people just seemed very free. People were walking around. The city is also very pedestrian friendly. Honestly, after a couple of hours or after the first night being here, I genuinely felt my stress level drop being here. That is literally how calm this place is. It's amazing, like the idea of going back to Lagos. I mean, I love Lagos, I'm Nigerian, but the idea of going back to Lagos is giving me a little bit of anxiety, because honestly being here has actually really calmed me down. Cab guy, I was asking him about, you know, the political environment, like what's it like here, how do you feel the government is doing? And he just sung the president's praises, and he said everybody, I mean, he was like, everybody loves him. I mean, if he could be the president, you know, forever, we would be happy. He's done so much. And I remember at one point he actually showed us what he classified as the slums. And I was just like, I mean, it was a slum, yes, fair enough. But I was like, even the slums seem peaceful. I mean, it's a slum, but I mean, it was so peaceful and calm. And even at that, he was saying that, you know, they're actually working on moving those people out of the slums because when it rains, it's a flood risk or something, and how the government was looking to set those people up, which is obviously amazing. But just again, like the sense of pride that these guys had. And obviously I'm going to draw a lot of comparison from where I live, which is Nigeria. But I'm not trying to compare the two countries because we're very different. We have, you know, different population, we have different resources, we have a different political environment. So I'm not trying to compare the two countries. No country too small for us to learn one or two things. I mean, just the fact that the guy had so much faith in his president was just amazing. If I asked a cab guy in Nigeria, you know, what do you think of Buhari? I wonder what his reaction would be. I mean, you guys watching this, if you live in Nigeria, the next time you get in an Uber, ask your cab guy, oh, what do you think of Buhari? And, you know, I'll be surprised how many people would say, oh, I love him, he's doing amazing, I wish he could be the president forever. I mean, of course there would be people that would say that. And even if, you know, it wasn't Buhari, if Atiku had won, the same thing. And even in the days of, you know, Obasanjo or the days of Goodluck, I feel like it's the same thing. So just to really say, just to see that people really love their leader was just very, very refreshing. One of my really good friends, Farida, is always telling me that, oh, you're so fixated on Nigeria, and then aside from Nigeria, the next place that you care about is Ghana. There's so many beautiful places in Africa to visit. You should visit more African countries. And coming on this trip really emphasized that to me. If I didn't come here for work, I don't think my mind would have been open to coming to Rwanda, honestly. I don't think that would have been on my list of places to go. But now visiting here, especially because I wasn't able to go to the Genocide Museum and I wasn't able to go and see the gorillas, which are like really famous here, I would definitely love to come back here for a weekend or, you know, maybe a bank holiday, and not just come back to Rwanda, but actually just explore other African countries. I think we get very consumed with what's going on in our own countries that we forget that actually there's a whole continent out there. And that's actually something that's really strange, because in Europe, people travel around Europe so much, and that's actually one of the things that was discussed in one of the panels today, where they were talking about the movement of people and how, you know, the movement of people between African countries is restricted. In London, we would travel all the time. We'd go to Greece, we'd go to Spain, we'd go to Paris, you know, an hour flight, an hour and a half flight, 2 hours max to most of these places that are quite close by, or maybe even 4 hours, like coming to Rwanda. But, you know, it wasn't something that like I needed a work trip before I would even think, oh, let me go to Spain. It's just something that you do. And I don't feel like we have that culture enough in Africa, or maybe we do and I'm just the one that hasn't. But this trip has definitely opened my mind to that. And then also I think we definitely need to explore tourism in our own continent, because that's how we grow our African economy, instead of just always, you know, going abroad and spending our money abroad. I worked at a few events with the same kind of setup, and when I tell you, I mean in London, when I tell you that there was absolutely no difference, like being in the convention center in Kigali and being in London at similar conventions, the building, the quality, everything was exactly the same. I've done it at tech events, I've done it where it was like military, guns, tanks and all that kind of stuff. But basically there's just the same kind of setup, loads of different companies, everyone coming to mix. I mean that. So it was just really amazing just to see that kind of quality going into such an event for Africans, and just seeing so many African people fly in from all over and take time out of their schedule, including presidents. The president of Togo was here, the president of Rwanda also visited, and the president of the Democratic Republic of Congo. These three presidents also attended this event. So the president of Togo, Rwanda and Congo were also attending this event. So it was just amazing to see Africans, you know, come together and unite, and not just, you know, to come photo op, actually to discuss the real issues that are holding Africa back from moving forward. And really interesting things that I found out during this forum was that in Congo they have this river that actually has the potential to generate enough power for to power half of the African continent. But, you know, we just haven't been able to come together and kind of create a dam to facilitate that. And I think I've also been told that there's something similar in Nigeria, where the two rivers, it might even be the same river, because I mean, every day I'm learning. When I lived in London, obviously I didn't know any of these things, but I think in Nigeria also, you know, we have the two rivers that come together. And please nobody kill me in the comments. This video is probably gonna get no comments, and I'm like, please don't kill me in the comments. But you know, in Nigeria we have the river that comes like this down Nigeria, and this also has the potential to create a lot of power, but that's a conspiracy theory for another day on why we haven't been able to do that. Just being able to, you know, revisit these things in Africa that have the potential to thrust us into the 21st century and give us the opportunity to compete on a global level was really insightful, and I feel like I really want to share that with people. It's not about just coming and dressing nice and taking a picture. It's actually about getting involved and engaging, and the things that you learn, taking them back and sharing them with your peers. And you know, I feel like we always assume that we know more than we actually know. There's so much that we don't know. A lot of people in Nigeria are talking about Brexit, and I'm half English, so you know, I'm like, you're talking about Brexit. We have a river that can power half of Africa, right? And people are killing themselves over oil. So guys, thanks for watching my video. I really hope you enjoyed seeing Rwanda and Kigali through my eyes.